I am the Grim Crusader, and this is the Iron Sultante. When the infidels opened the thrice cursed gate of Jahannam, releasing the Gog and Magog upon those who believe, it seemed that all was lost, and Satan would emerge victorious over Dunya. But the creator of the universe came to the aid of the faithful, and as had been written, the great iron wall of Du Al-Qarnan manifested itself in the lands ruled by the Sultan of Rum. A call was sent to those who believe righteously. And over the coming decades, the migration of the faithful took place across Europa, Asia, and Africa. Millions perished on the road and at sea, for the heretics and their Satan lords swarmed them like locust swarms fields of ripe sesame, devouring them and building vile monuments from their limbs and heads, so they cannot be buried as it is decreed in the holy texts. But once all those who survived the journey had come, the mighty gates of Ul-Qarnan were closed, and the great sultanate of the invincible iron wall of the two horns that pierced the sky was formed. The assaults of the slaves of Jahannam against the Sultanate had never ceased since that day, and each day new martyrs are mourned as they defend the wall and confront the heretics who have overcome its defenses. But within the walls, the lost knowledge flourishes from the mosques of white marble and gold. And from the mosques of white marble and gold, the muezzin call the faithful to pray for the success of the Sultan's army as it struggles to protect their lands and defend the caravan trails that provide the Sultanate with vital trade goods. The Iron Wall is the greatest defensive work in the world, a mighty bulwark festooned with the famed artillery of the Sultan. Azeb sharpshooters stand at the ready, ever watchful for surprise attacks, and the elite Janissary regiments have barracks at set intervals near the wall so they can react to any attack at speed. During a more serious incursion, a full muster of Azebs is called. The House of Wisdom unleashes its terrifying Takwin creations upon the foe. And if the need is desperate, the Sultan himself comes forth, and his Janissaries march with him to do battle, carrying their green flag before them. Thus, the protection of the Iron Wall has had an extensive influence on the Sultanate way of war. The conscriptive Azebs are experts at feigned flight and skirmish, while the looping lions of Jabbar harass the enemy's flanks. All the while, the superb artillery of the Sultan bombards the enemy as they make their torturous journey across the battlefield littered with traps set by the skilled sappers. When they reach the ranks of the faithful, the Janissaries, Sultan's elite household troops, close in and finish the enemy with their devastating countercharge led by their iron-willed officers. Dreaded assassins from Alamut prowl in the winds of time, striking the enemy elites and leaders, while the alchemists of the House of Wisdom unleash devastating weapons made deadly by their elemental master, capable of overcoming the defenses of virtually any foe. Beyond the Iron Wall, forces of the Sultan operate in small, mobile companies, each with a particular mission to accomplish. They hunt down apostates that have gone to serve Satan's, look for the relics from the time of the prophets, or seek to recover lost treasures and books of knowledge from the ruins of the fallen caliphates. Though an understanding between the Church and the Sultanate on being co-belligerents against Jahannam exists, the commanders of the expeditions will tolerate no interference and do not hesitate to crush those who would hinder their mission. Resentment against the infidels who unleashed the Gog and Magog runs deep in the Sultanate, and matters of honor are swiftly resolved with duels to the death. Woe to those who dare to hinder the mission of those who believe. Today we're going to take a look at the Iron Sultante, my favorite army. As always, you get 700 ducats to start if you're doing a campaign, which I'd recommend. It's a lot of fun. Or pick-me-up game with 900 ducats and 8 glory points. Most armies, actually all armies, are built that way. Now there is an armory as well. Like you got stuff like the Giselle, the shotguns, the sniper rifles. You can have somebody with the sniper rifles, but it's elite and janissaries only. And it is effective. I have taken them. You only get 2, but I usually take just 1 sniper. Nobody can beat the sniper priest, but that's a discussion for another day. You got a flame cannon, a Maraude bombard. These are the brazen bull only. There are flamethrowers available. Machine guns are really expensive, 50 ducats, and you only get 1 of them. So that's not what this army is kind of designed to do. But you got other melee weapons like a halberd gun, elite only. You have to have the elite keyword. And the brazen bull gets this Titan Zulfiqar. So Assassin's Dagger, those are awesome. The 15 ducats piece. Yes, you have to pay for everything. So you got combat helmet, not a capite, but a combat helmet. Mountaineer kit, of course. It's only 3 ducats. You only get 2 of those. Brazen Bull has this Marid shovel, sorry. And 1 glory point, and you get a troop flag. That's cool. It's a green flag, I believe. It can be anything you want, really. Binoculars, which is interesting. And, of course, a holy relic, cloak of Alamut, musician's instrument. And there's explanation of those in each one of these in these profiles and what they do. So the Giselle is 2-handed. It's 18 inches, just a straight, run-of-the-mill weapon. The Maraude bombard is 1-handed. It's 36-inch range. It's heavy and blast 3. So just like our artillery witch, it's a risk. It's a ranged attack action. So if the roll fails, the bomb lands 1 inch away from the intended location, multiplied by the number of representing the degree of failure. So, for example, if you rolled a 5, the bombard shot lands 2 inches away. 7 minus 5 is 2. So pretty simple. Flame cannon. So this is also, I believe, the flame cannon is the brazen bull only. Yes. So he's expensive, or can be anyway. This is the one I take. I don't really use the Maraude bombard. I love the flame cannon. It's 1-handed, 12-inch range. It's not that far, but it's heavy and fire are the keywords. So fire meaning that it gets an additional +1 blood marker. It's a range combat. Draw a straight 12-inch line that is 1 millimeter wide from the brazen bull. All models along the path of the line are automatically hit. So you roll for injuries immediately. Armor does not protect against the flame cannon. So I get my brazen bull up there into the fray, and I start blowing this away. Of course, sniper priest usually tries to take him out pretty quick. Now the Titan here, it's 1-handed. It's +2 to injury rolls. It's heavy and critical. So it is a melee weapon. And you add +2 to the result of all injuries caused by this weapon. And of course, critical does an extra die in critical on the injury chart. Assassin's Dagger, my favorite thing in the world. +1 to injury. Adds +1 to injury rolls. If the assassin hits the enemy and causes at least 1 blood marker, the assassin can move away from combat during this activation. Note that this move does not grant enemies free attacks, so assassins can use both normal and dash move to do this, though it may not be used for charging. So get in there, whack them, and get the heck out. I love the assassins in this game. Halberd gun is 2-handed. It's melee within a melee 24 inches / 24 inches. It's assault and cumbersome. So enemies charging a model equipped with the halberd gun add -1 dice in melee when rolling to hit. This only applies when the model attacks after a charge, not on subsequent rounds of melee. So there you go. Siege Giselle. It's like our Giselle, but it does +1 to injuries, and it's also heavy, so rolls on injuries are +1 dice. So this just does a little bit extra. Alabazan, this is a two-handed 12-inch weapon. It's got shrapnel. The Alchemist armor, this counts as reinforced armor and therefore grants a -2 modifier to all injury rolls made against this model wearing it. So all attacks with the keyword fire and or gas suffer a -1 dice penalty to injure this model. So additionally, this model does not suffer additional blood markers caused by the keywords fire and or gas. Put the Alchemist armor on. The ammunition, it does +1 dice to ranged attack rolls on the action success chart and can only use with Giselles. So there you go. And Albazons and halberd guns and siege Giselles. So the ammunition is a good combination with those siege Giselles and Giselles. So Cloak of Alamut. So all range attacks against the model that is in cover suffer -2 penalty, and instead of a -1 penalty. So all normal rules cover apply otherwise. So you just get an additional minus to that. Wind element amulet. So once per battle, you may add +3 to the movement characteristic of this model once during the activation. So declare this when the model is activated. So you get an extra 3 inches if you're wearing an amulet. Merid Shovel. Here's the Merid Shovel. This is the Brazen Bull. The Merid Shovel has the keyword heavy, which allows the Brazen Bull to use it. So otherwise, it works exactly like a normal shovel. There you go. Beautiful artwork. All right. So now we're going to get into the Sultan's Elite. And don't ask me to pronounce this, but I'm going to try. Ubazi Captain? Something like that. I hope I got it right. So, and it must be included if you're just taking this normal warband. If you're not doing the alternate warbands, you must take him. And that is a pretty awesome looking eagle lady thing he's got on his shoulder. Of course, just like most of our big heavy elites, he's +2/+2. And Ubasi can be equipped with any weapon from the armory and equipment from the Iron Sultante equipment list. So he is tough, which means if he goes down, he can get back up. So captains are selected amongst the very best soldiers of the Sultanate, and their bodies are hardened against injury by the Jabarian arts and are subject to the rules for tough. Okay. Mubarizun. Oh my gosh. I just called it the Mu. Ubasi is expected to face the mightiest of their enemies in the personal combat, inspiring the troops to a victory and their personal prowess. So Ubasi are immune to the effects of the keyword fear and add +1 dice to injury rolls against tough opponents, which is always good, because I can tell you how many times that I've been up against another character is tough, and I've gotten a -1 die, which made a difference because I rolled an 8 instead of a 9. So keywords are elite, sultanate, tough, and leader. So the Jabarian alchemist. So this one here, just like with if you're taking anything auto include, it would be this alchemist, unless of course you're playing one of the alternate lists. But if you're playing a regular list, I would always have one of these alchemists around. The alchemist can be equipped with any weapon and armor and equipment from the armory, and they have mastery of the elements. They're +2/+1 die, 32 mil base, moving 6 inches. So mastery of the elements at the beginning of the battle. All ranged and melee weapons that an alchemist has been equipped with may be assigned to one of the following keywords: shrapnel, fire, or gas added to them. So all the weapons the alchemist has will share the same keyword. With a risky action with +1 dice, the alchemist can change this keyword into one of the others. So that's huge, because if you're a little farther away and you gave him some kind of gun or weapon and it's a 24-inch roll, you want the shrapnel on it, or fire on it to give +1 blood markers to get the blood markers going. It's just pretty awesome. And you can just change it to gas or shrapnel, whatever you're playing against. This is a jack of all trades kind of character for this army, and I take it every single time. The Assassin, my second auto include. Now, I have played, there is an alternate warband called the Assassin's Guild where you can have more than just one assassin, but that's in another video. These guys are pretty great. They go in, sneak in, stab, 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 get out. They can have any weapons from the army. They get +1 in range, but +2 in melee. They're exactly the opposite of the alchemist, but for 85 ducats and 55 ducats, adding all of their weapons here, I mean, the assassins are kind of expensive, but these two right here, the alchemist and the assassin, are my must include. So they have time slip. So if any type of attack, melee, ranged or mine, etc., misses the assassin, they may slip into a moment in the future. The assassin can move into any unoccupied space within 6 inches, though they cannot be moved within 1 inch of an enemy model or leaving the game table. If moving out of melee this way, enemies do not get free attacks. That's pretty awesome. If you're getting hit with the artillery witch, they miss, get the heck out of the way. You're getting hit with the gun, you miss, you get the heck out of the way. It's really, really awesome. Temporal assassin. So after the assassin makes a charge roll, but before it moves towards its target, you may instead choose to have the assassin split itself through time if it is not already taken a melee attack action this activation. So you choose up to 2 enemy models within the charging distance of this assassin. Then place the assassin into base contact with each enemy model, one after the other. It may make a melee attack against each one with a single melee weapon that it is equipped with. After the attacks and any resulting effects have been resolved, place the assassin at either location. The assassin cannot make any further melee attacks during this activation. That's pretty awesome. And there have been situations that I could have done this and forgot all about this ability. It is pretty great. Pretty great. So infiltrator, so the assassin can be placed anywhere on the table, out of line of sight from the enemies, but at least 8 inches away from the closest enemy. Deployed after all the models without the keyword infiltrator. And there's some models that have that in other armies and warbands. But I mean, they can infiltrate, they can attack two models at a time, they can time slip out of the way if they're missed. They're just awesome utility. And you can only have one in a regular warband, but if you take the assassin's warband, alternate warband, you can have 3. That's pretty gross. Now they're not, the mid-max kind of thing, but they're pretty great. So those who believe. So Azebs can be equipped with any weapon, armor, and equipment from the Iron Sultante armory, and any Azebs can be converted to skirmishers at the cost of +5 ducats per model, which is not that much, unless engaging in melee. When an enemy model declares a charge against the skirmishing Azeb, they can immediately move D3 inches in any direction they wish, except within 1 inch of an enemy model off the battlefield. After this maneuver, the charging model is moved as normal. This may lead the charger being unable to enter melee, so this move cannot be taken by a model that is down, of course. So this is another example. They're low cost. They get -1 dice in melee, which is unfortunate, but they're a low cost troop, and they're 25 ducats a piece. Again, they can get the heck out of the way. If you make them skirmishers, obviously. Now the sappers, they can be equipped with shovels. They are equipped with shovels, sorry. The equipment can never be removed. They can be equipped with any weapon, armor, or equipment from the Iron Sultante armory. So they have shovels. So if you have a sapper model, which I do have some, I put shovels on them. It's pretty cool. Mine setting. So as an action, with a +2 dice. With +2 dice, the sapper can mine a piece of terrain they alone are touching, no bigger than 8 inches by 8 inches, an 8-inch section of trench, a wall, a tree, building, etc. If successful, the terrain piece is now mined. So any model except for the sapper who set the mine, who moves into contact with the terrain piece, will trigger the mine. So you roll on the injury chart to see what happens to the model. The mine has the keyword shrapnel. After this, the terrain piece is no longer mined. That's awesome. You have these guys running around setting mines. I've taken one sapper and I have mine set. Unless he's moving around a heck of a lot, the mines seem to... I've never killed anybody with the mines, but they seem to be a hindrance. So you could really hinder somebody from going in that direction, unless they're an elite model who's like, who cares? But this is kind of, the sapper to me is kind of a maneuver or movement kind of utility that you have in the army to force people into pockets or force people to go around or think about it. So as a risky action, the sapper can disable any mine they move into contact with. If they fail, the mine blows, causing damage as per the rules. So forward positions. When the sapper is set up during standard deployment, it can be placed up to 6 inches away from its player's deployment zone. If deployed in this way, it must be in contact with a piece of scenery. This ability cannot be used if playing a scenario that does not allow the use of infiltrators. So that's pretty cool. Fortify. So during their activation, a sapper can take a risky action with +1 dice. If successful, the sapper is considered to be in cover until the model moves. This action cannot be used if the model is in melee combat. Now, the Lions of Jabir. Wow, what a model. I love these things. They're pretty gross. Now, if you look, you can see they can be put on either the 30 by 60 millimeter base or the 50 millimeter base. I put mine on the 50s. I think they look good. But if you the 30 by 60 is those cavalry bases that are oval shaped. They look good on those too, but I prefer the 50 mils. They can be equipped with armor, except shields, and wind amulets. They cannot be equipped with any other items, so they do not suffer penalties for fighting unarmed. You can mount the lion with 2 different base sizes as indicated in the profile due to the variance of their shape and size. So you can upgrade the Lion of Jabir into a Fierce Lion of Jabir at the cost of +5 ducats. Fierce lions are not affected by the keyword fear. So, artificial body. Created through the Jabirian alchemy, the lions have no vital organs and they must be dismembered in order to kill them. So all injury rolls against the lion are made at -1 dice. Mauling. So a downed opponent cannot stand up if it is in melee contact with a Lion of Jabir, even if the lion is down itself. So unless it's on a 40 millimeter base or larger base. So if it's on a 40 millimeter or larger, that can't happen. So Lion's Grace. So Lion of Jabir may take any dash, jump, climb, diving, charge action with a +1 dice bonus. So there you go. +1 in melee. It's pretty good. You can have 2 of those. The Janissaries. Now, these are your regular run-of-the-mill troops, but they are so versatile and distracting for your opponent. They can be equipped with anything from the armory, of course, within reason. They are strong, so they'll be able to take some weapons that others won't. And they ignore the effects of the keyword heavy on any weapons they wield. So there you go. Counter charge. If the first action a Janissary makes during its activation is a charge, they can add +1 dice to their subsequent melee attack actions during this activation. So there you go. They are pretty great. +1/+1. You can have up to 6 of them. They're very beneficial. And then there's the Brazen Bull. This big guy. He's 100 ducats. He's rather expensive, but he's pretty dang worth it. He can be equipped with any weapon, armor, or equipment from the Iron Sultante armory. Due to its vast strength and size, it can only use weapons with the keyword heavy. So there is that. It will simply crush weapons of normal size by accident. It can carry up to 2 brazen bull. It says it can carry up to 2 brazen bull only weapons. So there you go. We talked about those weapons earlier. So they're tough, they're strong, so they ignore the effect of the keyword heavy. Artificial body, so they got a -1 to kill against them. Trample, so once during its activation, the brazen bull may make an extra melee attack action against a downed enemy model on a 32mm base or smaller. Resolve this attack as if the brazen bull was armed with a trench club. So this attack ignores armor as the brazen bull stomps on their enemies stomps their enemies into a pulp. He is terrifying. So he's a monstrous, gigantic creature that causes fear. So fear, tough, strong, and the keyword soul. Just a cool looking model. And there you go. There's the regular warbands. The regular warband for the Iron Sultante. They're a really awesome army. I use them quite a bit. There's certain things that I do take and I don't take. Of course, with the Janissaries, I literally just kind of spread them across with shield, swords, that sort of thing, and a few, like 3 with weapons, 3 without. I'm really still trying to figure them out and what's the best thing to do with them. I always take Janissaries. I always take the Alchemist. I always take an Assassin. And of course, you have to take the leader. But the Lions of Jabur, I believe I just take 1. I was taking 2 for a little bit, but I had to make some more room for some sappers to test them out. But just a great all-around, flighty, get in there, get out of there, sneaky attack army. They're regular warbands. And in future video, when we talk about the other specialty warbands, there's 3 other variant warbands. They're equipped to do certain things like the assassins, and they're just really awesome and versatile army. I'd say out of all the good guys, I guess you can call them, they are my favorite. I like them better than the new Antioch models, but you never know. There's going to be more warbands coming out and more things coming out. But that's all I've got. Thank you very much.